everybody. How are you today?
What's up, everybody?
Well, we've got to talk about all this talk that's going around town with Kenya Moore and this Britt Edie girl. I mean, it is hot, hot, hot. Lots going on. I told you I really wasn't going to review the show like that. If I felt like it, I would review it. If I don't feel like it, I won't review it. But I had to come on this one today because this information is just insane. So last night I just happened to watch it. I usually don't watch it all the time. I just happened to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I think I've seen the first episode. I haven't seen all of them. But the minute I laid eyes on Britt, I didn't like her.
Yep.
I didn't like her at all. There's something about her. I thought that the couple didn't act like they were in love. It was just weird. Okay. Very weird. And I just didn't like her. And this last episode, I really didn't like her because it was obvious that she came for Kenya. Now, there's some girls that do that. Like Claudia, remember she came in, they want to take out the biggest person so they can have the spotlight. I think it's a crazy plan, but a lot of girls do it. Claudia did it. A lot of people did it for Nene Leakes. They came for her just because she's Nene Leakes. They're not going to go for Portia because they know Portia is what the show's about. Even though people like Shamia's storyline the best, it's Portia's show. Okay. And so, but here comes Britt. And it was just obvious what she was doing. Perry, wasn't it obvious to you?
Well, yeah, from the first show, came across thirsty. Right? Very thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
And would do anything for a dollar bill. Look, and when you the head of a show, any show, these new people come in for one reason only, to take over.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, that's what she came to do. Let's keep it real. Like when I first seen her, and I didn't too much like Kelly. Is it Kelly? The short one at first, but she started to grow on me a little different kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
When she came out to Portia, everybody's gonna came after us, right? So I can't put Portia on the pedestal. Or she can't. Nobody can come after her. Yeah, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But this Brit chick, she's something else. Like. She's out of control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired of hearing it for the last week. My husband. I'm getting married for the second time. My husband, getting a new ring. My husband. Something wrong with that damn husband.
Something's wrong. We ran a background check on Britt. She does own her home. She lives in a $1.3 million home. She tried to take all the pictures off the internet. Remember, I told you guys about that, but I know how to get the pictures. Only her name is on the deed and not his name is on the deed. Very hard to find information on him. I haven't even found a marriage certificate yet. So that's weird. Like, Perry, aren't I always on the deed? Even when you buy the house, I'm always on the deed. It's really weird.
I mean, you're going to be on the deed and then we transfer it to the trust and then, like that. But yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be done. And then her home is not even in the trust, which is really, really extra weird. But anyway, let's talk about what's been going on behind the scenes and how this all went down. Okay, so they're saying that Britt came in hot, was going after Kenya. They said that Kenya defended herself, but listen, this is another Carlos King situation. If you believe the rumors, they're saying that someone close, either a producer or production, gave Kenya the information about Britt Edie. Britt Edie had not scrubbed the internet before Kenya got her hands on this information. They're saying, yes, we all heard the tape. Let's see if I still got it. She threatened to you have a pow. Kenya went and told producers that she said this first. They were like, don't worry about it. It's okay. They gave someone close to Kenya, gave her the information about Britt and she said it. Okay. And it all went down. They're also saying, where is that? So let me slow down a little bit. Let me play this. I don't even know if I can play it. Yeah, let me keep going before I play it. So they're saying that Kenya, it was a whole Phaedra situation. She was given this information. Kenya played it. And at the party, they're saying then after that, Britt gets upset. starts telling everyone that starts threatening Bravo that she's going to do a lawsuit. They said Bravo didn't want a lawsuit. At the same time, she hired a troll farm to smear Kenya's names. Now, remember, I was the first person to tell y'all that Lisa Rinna did this, and didn't nobody want to believe me. Girl, you knew, and you're hiring a troll farm. They're saying that that tape that was released of Kenya saying that Britt was an escort was given to her. You guys remember this? Let me see if this is it. Hold on.
You are paying for all contacts. Brittany does escort. There's an IG who put her emails out on that. She charges $1,400 for appointment. You not only a hoe, you a cheat. You are cheating. No. You all cover the magazines, being a side, I will cover the magazines. You all of those hoes, okay? You over here on Snapchat. Your Gotti was like, Snapchat me that pussy, and you did. Oh, hell no.
Oh my God, Kenya. They're saying that Britt's cousin leaked that tape to the blogs. It's a part of a smear campaign. They finally scrubbed the internet after Kenya gave out this information that was given to her. Okay. They said Bravo was all down for it until Britt threatened to sue Bravo. Now, you know, they don't want any lawsuits, but it was quickly revealed to them how Kenya got the information. They're saying that's why Kenya is not fired right now. They're calling it a suspension. She's still getting paid $89,000. I like to round it up to $90,000 per episode. So they didn't even dock her pay. I feel that Bravo has gotten themselves in some shit. They want to get rid of Kenya, but they can't get rid of Kenya because Kenya gonna talk. At first, Kenya came out and was saying she was going to sue Bravo back. Do you guys remember this? Then all of a sudden she was like, I'm sorry, I apologize, I did a bad thing, because they didn't fire her. They cannot fire Kenya without a lawsuit. They can't keep Britt and Kenya on the same screen without a lawsuit. Now, the things that Kenya was saying in this tape that I just played for you, they're saying that she was Britt is an escort. Kenya says that she's charging $14,000 a session.
Was it 14,000 or 1,400?
1,400, pardon me, 1,400 a session. And they're saying that this is true. She had an OnlyFans page where she allegedly went all the way. Oh, they said that the pictures that Kenya put up were bad. They're saying it was bad, but it wasn't made up. It was true. They're also saying that she lived this lifestyle for a long time, that she did not date Rick Ross. Let me see if I got that played. She was an escort that he used to call, and he used to call her when he was on house arrest, something like this back in 2015. Let's see if I can play this video.
Damn.
It didn't work.
Y'all is craving.
Show it.
7 figures.
And bring the ratchet out of me.
I'm glad it doesn't show anyway. It was kind of risque. Oh, here it is.
Y'all is craving.
7 figures.
And bring
That's her and Rick Ross. Do you really think he paid an escort 7 figures?
Yeah, of course. And trust me, she ain't gonna show up for no figures. Let's keep it real. Now, I just met the girl just coming on this show. I never knew anything about her, but
Me either.
everything stays the same.
Mhm.
She, you want that date, you want that appointment, 1,400. Look, she's thirsty and want to come on. And the reason why she didn't scrub anything, for real, because when you get these kind of people, this type of people that's out there just grinding, that don't really have morals, do anything for $1, they ain't really thinking too much on it. But when she came on this set of Housewives of Atlanta and it got exposed on national television, that's when she had a sense to think, well, no, I don't like that. I don't want to be known like that now. That's when she threatened the lawsuit.
Bravo's in a pickle because what they didn't expect to happen was for the public to not like Britt. It was so obvious last night what she was doing. You could hear her saying that she had the GUN. She said it several times. Yeah. I'll play that tape in a minute. She just looked thirsty. She looked thirsty and like she was coming for Kenya Moore. So why does Kenya Moore have to pay the price? She's the new girl, so there's a lot of people upset at Bravo because they supposedly fired Kenya, but Kenya is still on the payroll. She still gets the $90,000 per episode that was promised to her in the beginning. Let me show you this. Oh, I don't know what I do with it. And that's why when they go on the radio, they don't say Kenya was fired, they say suspended. I feel that this was Andy's make it or break it season for RHOA. I don't think Andy Cohen knew that she was an escort. I think maybe another producer gave this information to Kenya. Like I compare it to the Carlos King situation, which he claims never happened, but we all know. And they let Phaedra get fired for it. I think that all producers kind of whisper in your ear, they are each assigned a producer that whispers in your ear and say, I heard this, I heard that. I think that Britt is definitely an escort. What I don't understand is, I don't understand her husband. I really cannot find a marriage record or marriage license right now, but I'm going to take my time because all this information was coming in. Anyway, in the meantime, while all this is going on, Kenya's tweeting and the Breakfast Club is talking about the new movement that fans are getting together. They don't want Kenya gone. Kenya shouldn't be gone. No. Kenya should not be gone for some thirsty ass girl who wants to be in her shoes. So let's play what the Breakfast Club had to say about it.
There's a movement online, a Justice for Kenya Moore movement. Kenya Moore from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So some background. Kenya Moore was suspended indefinitely for the rest of the season for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 after it had been alleged that she had gotten into it with one of the new cast members, a woman named Brittany Edie. And during this back and forth that they had at one of Kenya's events for her new salon opening, and it's alleged that Kenya showed, explicit photos of Brittany. And it was like a whole revenge porn conversation, but ultimately that led to her no longer being able to film after that episode for the rest of the season. Now, we have not gotten to that episode in the season, but last night an episode aired. The women were out to dinner, and during this episode, it went back to another incident that we had heard about but had not seen, where allegedly, it was alleged, but now we actually hear Brittany Edie, one of the newcomers, mentions a weapon, a gun to Kenya. Let's take a listen to that audio.
I still got my pistol, so I'm good. Girl, Kenny's here. We ain't worried.
Okay, can I put this in my car?
Kenya, you riding with us? Oh, you going now? Yeah. Oh, sure. I'll sit in the back. You can drive me. I'm Miss Daisy. She talking about guns. For real? Yeah, guns. She was talking about I still got my pistol on me. This girl is a problem. She gotta go. She gotta go. For real, for real. She got a little hype.
Not a pistol.
Right. Now, she doesn't say, I will shoot you. But if you telling somebody what you got on you.
In an argument, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I still got the gun on me. Yeah. I got my pistol. I don't care how cute you say it. I don't care if it's a little pink pistol. It hurts people, and it'll be a crime if you use it.
Right. Well, the reason why people are having this movement is because they feel like after now seeing this episode, because there were reports of this, and Brittany came out after all the drama happened and said, that she was being targeted or hazed after the whole Kenya situation. And she mentioned that she's never once had possession of any weapons or threatened anyone ever in that same statement back in June. People are like, well, wait, network, why didn't you at that moment protect Kenya the same way that you protected Brittany later on by telling Kenya she could not continue the rest of the season? So people are really upset about this. And this goes back to what we talked to Portia about when she was up here, when we asked her if she felt like the network protects its stars, because we've heard Candy and a couple other people say that they don't feel like it does.
I just think it's messed up because even though she, like you said, she didn't say I will shoot you, but still just saying that, you know what I mean, to intimidate somebody or to scare them, that's still a potential threat. Like, you're not just out here saying you got a gun for nothing. You know what I mean? And then for Kenya to be an OG, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and none of it is right. No, revenge porn, whatever, like doing that was very petty. And I didn't even think Kenya would do something like that. But still, if she gets suspended for that, then Brittany, and she's a newcomer, I would think it would be nothing to suspend her or make her, like, penalize her in some way.
Well, we'll have to see how people, if they respond. I mean, the season's over. It's already shot. That's why it's airing. But Kenya did post a tweet after this episode aired last night, and she said, being the longest standing Real Housewives of Atlanta member, threatened with whips and pistols by a newcomer 3 weeks into filming. Seeing this obsession play out is scary. I wanted protection and assurances that the threats would be taken seriously. I may be strong, but I'm not bulletproof. #Real Housewives of Atlanta. So
hold on. Who had the pistol now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did we know if she really had a pistol or was she just talking trash?
We don't know if she really had it, but when you say something, you can't say something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't say something like
Especially
that. Whether you got it or not.
I need to feel safe. You right?
I also want to say that if you tell somebody you got a pistol, like if you and a person arguing and the person be like, "Yo, I got a pistol," you know, what if you get shot? Because now, what if I'm more quick on the draw than you? What if I really got mine? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You told me you got a pistol. I can only take that one way.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens if anything does happen, because again, the season is over.
And who had a whip?
I don't know.
She
where
did say whips, and I'm like,
who had the whip?
She had a whip too.
I ain't hearing that. Maybe is that from another?
That's what Kenya said in the tweet. She said whips and pistols.
I don't know, because I ain't hear nothing about no whip in that one. But maybe it was in another part of the episode. I have no idea. I don't know about the whips, y'all. There might have been another part of the episode. Don't give me the lying or say anything incorrect, but I heard the pistol part loud and clear in the part that I saw. Yeah. I also today.
So we all heard her say it. She said it. She's lying, saying that she didn't say it. Right. Also, too, so they didn't count on Kenya's fan base coming together, saying, no, justice for Kenya. What happened to Kenya was not right, especially if a producer gave Kenya that information. They have gotten themselves in a pickle. I think that, and so while all this is going on, remember I told you she hired a troll farm. It was her cousin that leaks all that information, and she's playing Angel on the internet. Oh, I can't read that. Oh, child. Britt is playing Angel on the internet, saying she can't believe that happened to her. Thank you guys so much for supporting her. You know, I can't believe she did that to me. Girl.
Yeah, and she a rolling thug.
You're a whole escort that started this shit. Now you wrote a check your ass can't cash. Everybody saying you're an escort, not just Rick Ross. You got a whole bunch of people in the industry saying that you're an escort. So what part did Kenya make up? But at the same time, when she showed those pictures, I guess this is what they sent around to some of the bloggers. When she showed those pictures, it is considered revenge P.
Right.
But you told me to show it. You know, y'all let me know that this was out there. So Bravo can be real damn dirty. And let's not forget, we still ain't seen Phaedra yet. They left Phaedra by the wayside. You know, Bravo's being real dirty right now. I guess these are some of the things that oops, that's the wrong picture, that she showed. I was trying to show the pictures. It didn't work. Anyway, it was all on big canvases. It's no way that Bravo didn't know that she was getting to show those damn pictures. It's just no way. They're on big, what do you call those? Like foam boards, poster boards,
yeah.
Big poster boards, about as big as I am from sitting here to the big poster boards. She put the pictures all over it. There was tapes, all of it. It's no way that Bravo didn't know that Kenya was about to show those pictures,
right?
In the tape.
They only care about the recourse from it.
Yeah, they set Kenya up, and I think they do shit like this. I think they go, well, you know, if you go to her website, you know, she still got those pictures there. Y'all seen those poster boards. Let me see if I can put it up one more time. It's no way in hell they didn't know that Kenya was not going to show those pictures and play the tape. They knew it. Everybody in the room knew it because you have to set up. She put them behind in this little space. Everybody seen it. So they've gotten themselves in a mess because if they fire Kenya, the public's going to go crazy and then she's going to sue them for setting her up.
Right. Yeah.
So they got an ugly situation and something's weird about her husband. I found Brittany, her real name, Brittany's deed to her home. She owns a $1.3 million home. She tried to take the pictures off the internet, but we still have those. His name is not on the deed. Cannot find a marriage license. I got to run a background check on him, but I did the basics, lawsuit stuff like that. I really can't find anything on him, which is very weird because that kind of stuff comes up like that, especially a marriage license. I mean, why can't I find a marriage license? Girl, are you a fraud that thought you can get over? You thought you can come on the show, get rid of Kenya, and you be the new Kenya? Yep. Harry, you've been saying since day one something's not right with that husband. What do you?
Just from the jump. Look, most time they'll come on saying, "Oh yeah, her husband is this NFL football player. Her husband does this." We know Shamia's husband do AC repairs for the big airports and all this kind of stuff. We don't know nothing about this guy. Only thing we know, he's running around suspect. Let's keep it real. The times they showed him, he's always standing off in the corner. But he's always somewhere around. And I think it could be this. And this is what I personally think. I think when people sort of get in these kind of businesses, it's some fear to it too, or whether you're going to the wrong thing. And I want to say he's probably like a stay-at-home pimp. That's what I'm thinking. He's probably like a stay-at-home pimp because if she's doing these appointments, maybe he's driving her to the appointments, picking her up, staying outside, making sure she's safe. I don't know, but that's the look he's giving me. Why is he always around?
So
he's
weird.
Always around, and then when they was in their kitchen that time, he act like he didn't even want to be around her. And you get a lot of men out there that's crazy that will pimp out their woman for money. As long as it's in the dark, they don't care. But now that he's on TV, now he don't want people to look at him like that. And he can't trust her. That's why everywhere she go, he's around. He's around. And that's why
something's not right. Something's not right. And by her owning her home and her being the only name on the deed explains why the mother's there. I'm thinking that Bravo did not hire her without knowing that she had a OnlyFans page. They know everything that Kenya knew. They're letting the storyline play out. And I think they're going to bring Kenya back at the end of the season just because of the reaction from the fans. That's what I think. What do you think, Gary?
I don't think Bravo gave a damn what she did. Because you know what? If you a high roller like that, I mean, $1,400 an appointment, and then allegedly she don't got some dates for 7 figures. Look, they figure it's more views they'll get on their show. They won't, let's keep it real, with Bravo, they want their black shows to be trashy.
Yeah.
I think the problem came, maybe they felt like they was paying Kenya too much, maybe because they've been actually trying to slash the prices. When it gave them an opportunity, when Kenya messed up and showed those pics or whatnot, they figured, well, maybe she realized she was wrong and let us go ahead and dismiss her and we'll save that money. When they realized she wasn't going to just give in like that, maybe they gave her just a suspension, pay her off. But they can't bring her back because now you got the chick, Britt, ready to file a lawsuit.
You just heard the Breakfast Club. They said that people are gathering together to sign a petition for Kenya Moore. They're naming it Justice for Kenya Moore.
I get it, right? But these shows are already been filmed earlier. Yeah, justice could be her coming back to the show next season.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
With her pay now and next season. And it's probably the smartest way they could do it because most of these new people only come in with like a 1-year contract. So if the season over, they ain't got to explain nothing to Britt why they don't bring her back.
Right.
They won't have that recourse.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But that's a weird situation because she came in, her mouth just going before I even knew her name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm having my second wedding or something like that. My husband. Why is he always around and we don't know what he do?
So weird.
We don't know what kind of job.
Sure, you know, we look people up like that. We could not find that marriage license. I'm going to go back tonight and take my time. I was kind of rushing because it usually comes up really fast. I'm going to do a background check on him again. Michelle says, Sharrell, that is not Britt's thought. Britt was being nice to Kenya from episode 1, and Kenya showed she didn't like Britt from day 1. So you think that Kenya started this and probably needed to be fired? I mean, it's a lot. People have different opinions. There's always been people who come on these shows that we only see one season, and then the next season, more newer people. Yeah.
Right.
I have a feeling she's a one and done too. He's her bodyguard with his weird looking self. Okay, I'm glad you said it and not me. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Sharrell and Perry. How is V? Oh,
yeah.
I'm still praying for her. We love her.
She's still managing.
She's going through something, and she just doesn't want me to keep talking about it on the internet. But she's going through it. That's all I can say. She's just going through it. Oh. Perry, what do you think of her husband does? Maybe he's like Tommy on Martin. Perry, Perry's been saying that since day 1. What does he do? We've been looking and looking and looking.
You seen him once sitting at the kitchen, acting irritated when Britt and her mother came in. She was talking about rent invading, making a special room for her mother. Look, why is he in every conversation? Britt was talking to her sister. Her sister met up, he kept calling in because it almost come up with this phobia like a guy might date a stripper, but every time the stripper leave without him, they paranoid of what the stripper might be doing. Something is not right, and he's always there.
Something is not right with that relationship. She says Kenya is jealous of most women because she can't find a real unpaid man that actually want her. Oh, Kimberly. Oh my God. Kimberly. Revenge P is a crime. Kenya can be charged. It is a real crime. Right. But the weird thing is someone close to her, most likely a producer, gave her the information. They will let your ass go down, won't they?
Right.
Well, it's weird. What
happened to Phaedra, didn't it? When they talk about the dungeon.
So if Kenya sues, let's say she decides to sue, is she going to out the person that gave it to her? She's going to have to.
She might have to.
Child, this is some weird shit. He reminds me of Kim's husband, Croy, always lurking around. You talking about Michael?
It's like a weirdness there. Mm-hmm. Like Troy knew what he had when he got Kim, so she couldn't leave alone because he know she was untrustworthy. That she was asleep, well, nothing. I ain't gonna say that.
And she's got a nerve to be upset. Y'all heard Kenya in that leaked tape. She was coming for her, but Britt said she was going to get her GUN.
Right.
You can't tell people that. Like, girl, what is this? You ain't no thug. What? Britt picked on her every time about a damn greeting. Girl, bye. I mean, people have different opinions. We're just going to read them all. You have to know when to tell the producers no. Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. Exactly. Because they're not going to stand by your side and say, oh, I mean, look what happened to Phaedra.
And I get it. Look, I don't condone what Kenya did. And I know it was wrong what Kenya did, right? But I could see how a person gets to that point to do something stupid like that. Maybe she shouldn't do it to jeopardize her job. But you got this girl hounding you, being thirsty, on you every 5 minutes just for a moment of fame. And you're like, hey, let me remind this girl what she really is. Yeah. And that's what the pictures did. It reminded her, you ain't famous for actually your education, but I can't, well, maybe your talent. But
now these pictures are very vulgar. Freddie, did you want to come up? Let me know if you want to come up, because these pictures are very vulgar, and Kenya's going to get in big trouble if she takes her to court for this. So Bravo's got themselves in a mess. Right. Yeah, I'm dropping the link. I'm going to let Freddie come up.
And then especially right now too, when you see like the show ain't really starting off like they thought it would. Because, you know, Portia's storyline ain't the same without Simon. And new girls ain't really bringing it on the way they probably should.
I think it's really good. You don't like it?
But no, well, it's okay because we see some different pieces. But Portia really ain't really did too much in this the show so far. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my girl. But I'm just saying at this point, maybe it'll build up to it. But Kenya, if Kenya was still there and they would let her be on and talk, one thing about Kenya, she makes it interesting. And you trade in Kenya for Britt. That's not going to help the viewership to me. I mean, she don't bring nothing to me but thirst. She's just thirsty. Her and I don't know what the husband do, but he's sort of out there. It's really weird to me.
Let me answer this. Go ahead.
He don't even act like he cares. He just acts strange.
Very, very
guy,
strange.
You know, walking down the street, you see him, you across the street to go to the other sidewalk.
So let me. Sorry, Perry. I keep cutting you off. You keep going. Go ahead.
No, finish.
So people said, how did I see the pictures? Okay, before they scrubbed the internet, everybody had seen these pictures before Kenya even seen them. They were just readily on the internet. After this with Kenya, that's when she scrubbed the internet. Hi, Freddie. What's going on? It's a lot. It's a lot.
Good to see you all. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, I remember when the picture actually of Britt has actually got leaked of what we're going to be seeing next week. It was all over X anyway. But I mean, I agree with you. Britt's husband, Mike, he's very suspicious. I think he's like a pimp or something. And he's like met her through like that world of OnlyFans. Maybe he imports and does that type of stuff. Something very dodgy. Because I mean,
Freddie, what do you think about someone from Bravo giving Kenya the information?
But this is what Bravo this is what they do. They always give these women information on people to get them to talk about it or get a person to push it. And, you know, in Beverly Hills, you had Garcelle and Sutton that pushed the storyline and asked those tough questions. In Real Housewives of Atlanta, you have Kenya Moore as the person that pushes the storyline and answers those questions that we, the viewers, want answered. So they basically said, you know, Kenya, you're our girl. This is what you're going to do. Yeah. And unfortunately, Bravo, yet again, have punished her. But what I will say to Andy Cohen and the executive producers of The Real Housewives of Atlanta is you have made a very stupid mistake, because the last time you got rid of Kenya, you regretted it. Andy Cohen admitted actually on Watch What Happens Live, he regretted it. And I believe viewing figures will fall and they'll pay the price, because Kenya was driving this storyline and she's not even a friend of the show. Everyone, if you look on X, on Instagram, they've all been caring about what Kenya's been up to. We don't care about Drew and Ralph living in the basement.
Well, okay. So what do you guys, Perry, what do you think about Bravo's mess? How do they get out of this mess? Because I believe Britt is an escort. Something's weird with her husband.
And the husband's a pimp, I think.
Right.
You think he's a pimp? Something's not right. Like every home that I ever owned, and I've owned over 10 homes, my name was on the deeds.
Maybe he's like interning for PK in terms of not having dodgy funds.
It's really
I don't know.
weird. A marriage license would come up like that. Why can't we find a marriage? Go ahead.
You know, I mean, the way out of it, I guess, would be this. If they're paying Kenya, she's happy now. But she missed out not being on the show to promote whatever business she has out there. That's the part of being on the show. Every week you get to promote something, talk about something you're doing. With her not being on the show, it damaged her there. But with that ex-husband, that she had, she needs to make a living for her and her daughter, right? So as long as she's getting paid now, and with the possible chance of coming back next season, I think she would just probably do that instead of taking a lawsuit that could take years, right?
I agree. And I think they will.
Yeah, I think she'll do that. And then Britt probably only had a 1-year contract. So when the season over, they don't have to explain nothing to her why they don't ask her, bring her back. So I think that's how they probably let it roll out. That's what I'm thinking. And then I'm wondering about this too. Freddie or Sharrell, answer this question. Because people keep saying that Britt can sue Bravo really bad, right? I'm thinking about this for a second. Did they actually air the Revenge P?
It's supposed to be next week, and they're supposed to blur some pictures out. Now, I showed you that one picture. They're on a board looks like this. Hold on, let me see if I can show you.
Right, okay, but let's say this, for example. What if they didn't actually show it? Do she still have a case? Now, she might have a case against Kenya.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, Freddie, this is what Perry's saying. Oh my God.
And then there was a picture of Britt and a massive black D by her mouth as well.
No, but Perry's saying if they don't air it, how can she sue? This makes so much sense. Do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah, no, I think I mean obviously as well for the graphics of the things as well. I think even though it's on a later time, I think it would be hard to argue. So they'll struggle to sue. And at the end of the day, they can say, well, we took all the precautions into place. We got rid of Kenya Moore and stuff like that. So I think Bravo, and actually it would be the production company she'd sue, they've probably covered their bases legally.
Okay. Somebody said she showed it to a room full of people. Kenya showed it to a room.
Kenya did. It wasn't the network.
Now, do the network have responsibility? If so, do the network got responsibility of the girl threatening with the pow-pow? I mean, it could be so many things these ladies do on the side.
And if I tell you this person just told me she has a pow-pow and you don't do anything about it, the whole situation is messy, messy, messy.
And this is where it's a complete double standard, because Britt should have also been fired. But I think what they did is, she's done the graphic stuff, so that's going to look really bad on us with sexual assault, Me Too movement and stuff was what they were worried about. And I think the other thing is, as this was a big reboot that they did for Atlanta, they thought, well, how bad would that be if we booted 2 of the women out of this brand new show? Because, it's really not a good look. But it's still wrong what they did. And again, it comes to, I think they rushed this reboot and they should have done more due diligence on the casting.
Freddie, there's no way you can tell me that Bravo didn't hire Britt without knowing she was an escort.
No, I think they knew. I think they knew that, but I don't think they knew that she was going to threaten violence and cause all the problems that she did. Yeah. But I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I mean, I think their marriage potentially has been done in another country. So like in Mexico, or maybe in Africa or somewhere in Africa. Because if it's done in a foreign country, it'll be hard for you to find a marriage license.
So somebody's asking me to play the Rick Ross thing again. Let me see if I can get it.
Somebody said this too, that she showed it to everyone on Bravo. Let's go again. If a person rob a bank, come out and show all of us the money they took from the bank, who's liable? Us or the bank robber, right? I'm just saying, I think, going back to keep it simple, she could have a strong case against Kenya. Kenya might have a strong case against her. Now, if the network knowingly know they got this bad stuff and they air it, maybe she could have something against them at that point.
But I mean, I don't think so. I mean, look at Caroline Manzo, who's got money. I mean, she's failed to sue Bravo and Peacock and stuff for all the stuff that happened with Brandy Glanville on the Ultimate Girls trip. So I don't think she's going to get anywhere if they sue Bravo. Kenya, again, there are contracts that will have certain rules behind them, so it'll make it very difficult. So if she does sue, it's just going to drag on and drop on forever. And Bravo and the network, that they'll have powerful people enough that they'll just drain them until they've got no money to go on, or will force them into a crap settlement.
Maybe they can go in, shoot some extra scenes with Kenya, because the ratings aren't the best, and the rest of the season without Kenya and
which
Britt
is
fighting,
why they brought Phaedra back, because they realized that Portia's not, delivering in the way I think maybe they hoped they would. She can't really show her life, which she did, and of course, which she did tell me in Miami at Bravo Fan Fest, is that she can't really divulge into her whole marriage because of all the lawsuits
Portia
that's
told
going
you
on
that?
with Simon. Yeah, she said that. She said, because I briefly asked her, and she did say that she was very frustrated at the fact that she couldn't open up about the marriage in the way she wanted. So, but it's all because of Simon and his lawsuits everywhere, and she's obviously at risk if she nearly wasn't able to use the house for filming and to do confessionals in it. So
I like the show, but people are saying they don't like the show. Sexy Blonde says Britt did not make a threat. She made a statement that she had a pow. Did she point it to the troublemaker?
No, but it depends how you see it. I mean, a lot of people would see that as a threat. Others might see it as a statement. And I think in a court of law, it would probably be perceived as how the person perceived it.
I mean, some people like Britt, and they don't think what she did was wrong. Michelle says Bravo hired Denise Richards, and the cast knew Denise had OnlyFans.
Denise Richards got OnlyFans after she left Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, though.
Yeah, that's really weird. Okay, let me see. I do have a thing of her with Rick Ross, so hold on. Just listen to his voice. He talks like no other. It's not working.
7 figures.
You bring the ratchet out of me.
There was all kinds of stuff on the internet about her. There were pictures. It's like everyone's seen it. I'm sorry if you guys missed it, but do we believe that she was the escort for Rick Ross, or if she was the girlfriend? I think she was an escort, to be quite honest.
Personally, I think a lot of women that you see with Rick Ross are escorts. But I mean, I'm just saying, because if no matter how we shake it, if you go there with him for 1 week, 3 months, and the only reason you're there is to give up something and get paid, that's the escort to me. And I want people to know this too. I'm not on here defending Kenya as if she didn't do anything wrong. That wasn't good. But I was saying Bravo really, truly might not be liable for it. You can come back and say, right in the middle of a fight, for a person to insinuate, right in the middle of an argument, and you say it loud enough for the person to hear, I got a pow. It can insinuate that, hey, I'm putting you on notice. So I guess it could be a statement, but a statement also could be perceived as a threat.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's just me. I'm not a lawyer.
I think she definitely was an escort. I mean, all these self-described models that you see in Miami and Dubai. I mean, what magazine have you seen any of them in, or what catwalk did you see them in? They are paid entertainment, paid company that have to do the most abhorrent things. That they go to these Lenny parties and the Diddies of this land and go to all their parties and do what they want. And I think that's how Britt met this husband guy. I think he was some sort of pimp.
I think so too.
And I think he's in something that he doesn't want us to know about. And that's why we know nothing really about him.
G says, heck, I saw the photos on the internet before they were removed. I was I was up for public viewing. Child, I mean, these pictures are very bad.
But that would make me think, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That would make me think too, right? What Jesus said. These pictures are up there. People who run these kind of sites and things put things out there for advertisement because it's a public business at that point, right? And now I know we can disagree. Did she file or say it's public? But you're publicly taking dates. You're publicly exchanging things. So is it truly revenge P? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not no attorney.
It's a lot. But let me say this, because I don't want to talk about the whole show. I just came to talk about Kenya and what's going on, what a mess Bravo's in, how more likely than not, Britt is an escort or was, and she was an escort for Rick Ross, one of the few, but they said she had a lot of celebrity ones. And you know, if you want to live your life, that's the way. But you can't come on a reality show and not expect your past to come back to haunt you. I really believe Bravo knew all about this before they even hired her. It takes 2 minutes to run a background check.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell Freddie this. Freddie, we cannot seem to find a marriage license for Mike and Britt.
I might have to speak to some people and find a way if we can
you do that? I've looked. I can't find a lot of information on him. She does own her home. She owns a $1.3 million home. She does have an insurance license. But where does he fit in all this? There's nothing on him.
Either they're not legally married and it was sort of a ceremony, or the second thing is that they've married in another country and therefore somewhere where you can't get access to viewing their marriage license.
All right, Perry.
But I will need to do research into that to see what the truth is behind this. But yeah, I'm worried about Atlanta because I don't want what's her name, Candy, coming back doing a show about Blaze or this new Mama Grissingham's restaurant that we apparently is a thing now.
Let's see what Renee says. She said, but Nene said it's up to the talent whether they do what the producers put in their ears. It really is.
On that, T on Nene.
Go ahead.
So the relationship is getting a lot better with her and NBC, and what I'm hearing is that she is going to be on the next season of The Traitors, and this is going to be her sort of official back into the fold with NBC, Peacock, Bravo, etc.
Oh my God! Can we get at least a visit from Nene Leakes on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Looks like it might happen.
I don't think it's going to happen this season. I think it will happen next season potentially.
But Portia's still mad at Nene.
But I think the most likely people that we'll see visiting this season would probably be Kim Zolciak, because she is good friends with Portia.
She is. Yeah, people are saying they don't really like the show. They stopped watching the show. Mama Grits and Ham again. No. Oh, Freddie, did you hear that Candy's restaurant closed down? Both of them?
Yes, I did. I thought there was a new one called Mama Grissingham's that had opened.
No, that's Perry. That's what Perry calls it. It's really crazy. All right, you guys. Threatening of a person or situation causing someone to feel vulnerable or at risk. She was a type he found threatening. I mean, Bravo's got a big mess on their hand, but you never know. They could bring everybody back in a nice little wrapped up bow, because Brittany is hungry for fame. She's hungry for fame. Time to be an escort.
Hungry for more clients, more like.
Kenya, as much as I love her, needs her job. She needs that money coming in. She was crying on last night's episode because she was worried about money opening up some salon. So she has a lot of money, but she needs she needs her paycheck, just like we tried to tell y'all with Candy, and y'all didn't want to believe me.
Exactly. But setting up businesses and running companies are very expensive to do. So whilst people are thinking, Kenya Moore earns like $1.5 million a year, she's spending all of this on businesses and stuff. That goes quickly. She's a single parent. You know, that Mark Daly guy, well, he's a pretty deadbeat dad, let's be honest. I highly doubt he's paying much to fund their daughter's life at all. So she is really on her own. So yeah, I mean, I'm very upset for her. I am Team 12, and I'm confident she will be back next season, hopefully alongside Nene. I think maybe Kenya can somehow find a way to do that. And maybe Kim, if they brought Kim back as a friend, because I noticed they've exchanged a bit. Nene commented on Kim's recent.
Well, they're still friends.
So,
They're still friends. This is a mess. I don't know if I want Kim back. I'm just sick of Kim Zolciak. It took her how long to lose that house? Like they should have moved a long time ago.
Right. Well, I mean, he'd only made $14 million. And I say only, it sounds like a lot, but if you earn that type of money and you're living the lifestyle of someone that's got 100 million quid, you're going to lose that quite quickly. You've got to be savvy with that type of money and investing it, maybe developing houses, flipping them, buying gold. But they just thought they could spend, lease Rolls Royces and Range Rovers and live a life far beyond their means.
Perry, were you going to say something?
Oh, no. I'm not sure about bringing Kim back. I mean, like, I've been watching these housewives for, I don't know, 5 years or something. Uh-huh. And I wouldn't bring her back just like I wouldn't bring Renna back. Like, she's tired. She don't have the opportunity to do these shows, and she messed those up. And I'm just tired of Kim Zolciak.
But how are they going to bring... They're going to need to... Bravo are going to need to find a way to bring Nene back into the fold. Right. And if she's not good with Portia... that's going to be difficult. So I'm hoping they'll bring Kenya back as maybe the way that they're going to do that. Or they need to bring some form of an OG that that Nene has a relationship with to somehow make that bridge to make it happen.
No, I agree. I'm thinking Kenya, you bring Kenya back and Nene, right? Phaedra, she'll be around sometime this season. But I think that's enough. That should be enough, I'm thinking.
And I want Marlo Hampton back as well.
Oh, Marlo?
I also wanted to show you guys this because people are getting a lot of information wrong. And you guys are going to have to rewind. I can't go back the whole thing, but I can show you this. It says, no, Bravo did not fire Kenya Moore from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she did leave the show after a suspension. They're calling it a suspension, and she's still getting the $1.5 million that they were going to pay her anyway.
But this is dignity. Bravo never liked publicly saying that they fired you. So this is why they're using these different terms to say she was let go, it didn't work out, or she was... They never say she was fired. That they use other connotations behind it. So
but they could say anything for me. She's still getting paid. So
exactly. But I think it's more the following. It's more the brand deals you get because you're associated to that show is where she makes the additional money. Mm-hmm. Whereas once you lose the Housewives brand, maybe brands won't want to associate. Well, it's not like that they will, but they'd rather associate with someone who's got that big following, who still is on a Housewives show that is on our TV screens.
Child, this is a mess. This is a big mess. People don't like the show. The ratings are low. I like the show. I want Kenya back.
Yeah. I mean, they are messing it up, and I think Beverly Hills is going down a bad route as well, quite frankly. I think a lot of them are, to be honest.
Freddie, I'm going to end this. You stay online because we got to talk about Beverly Hills, and I'm going to cover that tomorrow. All right, you guys, do you have any more questions? A lot's going on. Please rewind the tapes. You get to hear Kenya exposing Britt as an escort. They're saying that it was her cousin that put that tape out there. They're also saying that Britt hired a troll farm to ruin Kenya's reputation. And this is your first season, ma'am, and you're hiring a troll farm already? What else did I miss in the beginning? She's definitely an escort. It was production that gave Kenya the information. And now, when you get caught, there's no way Kenya could have went to that meeting. I showed you guys the boards without everybody in that room knew what she was getting ready to do. So if Bravo knew that she had those photos and the tapes, why did they let her air it? I didn't think about that till Perry said it. And then finally, we know nothing about Michael. We can't even find a marriage certificate.
Right. And there's probably a reason why he's not on that deed. Because if you with somebody and you know what kind of lifestyle they live, he could be here today, gone tomorrow. Maybe, because it sounds like he's a stay-at-home pimp.
And hopefully you guys will come back with a marriage license tomorrow.
The usual reasons you cannot buy a home in most places in the States is either if you've got issues with like a green card or a visa, if you have a criminal record, or you have a bad financial score, you can't pay debt and things. That's why Paul Kemsley's not on the deed of his and Dorit's house, because of his bad track record with paying bills. So that Mike is one of those 4 things, or potentially something else. That's the only reason he would not be on the deed of a house.
It's so weird. So if I find that marriage certificate tonight, I'm coming back tonight. Right when I get off, we're going to ask Freddie for some stuff. We got to find this marriage certificate. And the minute I find it, I'm going to come back. If I don't come back, just assume, damn, she can't find the marriage license. All right, you guys, thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Who are you pulling for, Britt or Kenya? Let me know. Until next time.
Hey,
take us out here.
Bye.
Bye.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.